Hi friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to try something I've not tried before, well at least in this, well I've never made this meal period, but not especially in this version. I was asked by Natasha over at a Budget Preppers to be in her emergency March meal in a jar collab along with Tanya over at Lowe's Family Adventures. I never can remember her thing. I can remember the family part. I never can remember the rest of it. So what I did is I watched the video a few times and I'm trying to figure out what is the best way I'm going to be able to do this. Now there is obviously several different ways I can do this. I do not have any spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce actually freeze dried, but I could freeze dry some. I don't have any right now, so I'm not going to go that route. I'm just going to go ahead and just use a can of marinara sauce. And I'm going to be using some of my freeze dried stuff. And then you could actually, if you were wanting this to be shelf stable, and I will have to see how I like this before I make the second jar or many jars of this, because I could actually take the stuff like I plan to do, put the spices actually in the Ziploc bag, and I could make everything up with the water, and then this would be just a whole nother story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down here, and I'm going to show you like my version of the actual lasagna hamburger helper. I have made one in the past. It was okay, but I wanted to try something different, see if I actually liked it a little bit more. And everything I've tried of this guy's meals so far I have liked, so I think this is going to taste pretty good too. So I'll go ahead and I'll bring you down here and show you what I'm doing. So I have my jar out here, and he says to use 8 ounces of pasta. A little funnel there, sorry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and do 8 ounces of the pasta. Now he says if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can. You could actually do, I'll do like about a cup and a half, honestly, here. Because usually it's about 2 cups is easily enough for Mark and I. And then we have some left over for like another like fast meal. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my freeze-dried hamburger. And what I'm going to do is put in a cup of the freeze-dried hamburger. Alright, and put that on there. And yes, my counters are clean and my hands are clean. Alright, and then I'm just going to kind of like, usually I'm one just to kind of like just throw the stuff in there, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit better for the collab here. So I'm going to do this is I have to take off my glasses here. A 1/4 cup of onions. Now these are freeze-dried onions. I'm sure with this, if you are ones who only dehydrate, because you do have to cook this for a while, you could probably easily use the dehydrated onions or the dehydrated green peppers too. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the peppers. And then what's going to happen is I do not eat Italian season. I thought that said paprika in there, but I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and take the container here. And this is what I would do normally, obviously, if I were to make this, if this does taste the way I think it's going to taste. And if it is the way I like it, then I'm going to go ahead and go forth and do this. Now it does say 1 or 2 cups of beef broth. However, I am going to only be adding water to this because that's the object of meals in a jar. So I'm going to be putting 2 of the tablespoons, because 1 for each. And actually, that's going to be fine because I'm actually going to probably put 2.5 cups of water because I need to reconstitute the hamburger and everything like that, and it should be fine. I like things a little bit on the wetter side. I'm not going to go ahead and add salt. I forgot about that. I grabbed it because that is already really super salty. I'm going to go ahead and use my minced onions because I actually do have some that's dried. And the minced onions could have went down below. And I'm going to go ahead and do the paprika. And what you're going to be doing on that is how much of the spice you like yourself. And because I have the garlic, I'm just going to go ahead and put some onion powder in here. Now normally I would, if I was making this to be shelf stable, I would be putting some powdered milk in here. And I would be putting the powdered tomato sauce. So I'll go ahead and put in some spaghetti seasoning. And then that way it can be all added. Now, obviously, I probably didn't have to do that to this particular one because I don't have the, I'm not using powdered milk for this. So what would normally happen is you would just kind of like put that on the top. If you're going to leave it for any length of time, you would want to vacuum. Using this first, so I'm not going to do that. And then you just put a lid on, and that's what it would look like. Now, I will be adding, like I said, the tomato sauce, or the spaghetti sauce. And I'm not going to add more salt. And he says pepper flakes, but I don't eat the pepper stuff. And there's going to be half a cup of heavy cream, which I'm just going to go ahead and use milk, because I don't have any heavy cream and I don't use it that much. And if I do use heavy cream, I just add butter to the milk to make it heavy cream. So this is what it's going to look like before dinner here. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out a pan, and we're going to go ahead and get this started for dinner. And I'll show you how it ends. Now, he did actually put some mozzarella cheese on the top, and he put it back in the oven. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and just put the lid on it and let the cheese melt that way, and it will work. Now, I do have some freeze-dried mozzarella cheese. I have not messed around with it long enough or well enough to know if I feel comfortable doing that. But obviously, you'd have to really jam-pack everything in here. And I was thinking to myself, the people who do the meals in the jar, because like I said, I usually always have pasta actually in my containers. If this is not given away for a gift for your own self, you could actually use everything but like what would be the pasta inside the jar, so there would be room for everything that you wanted without having it be jam-packed in there. So that might be something going forth too. If I like this meal, I could put everything in together in here, and then I would just have to grab whatever amount of pasta I physically wanted. So also down below, there is going to be prizes being given away. There's going to be links to all the people who are in the collab. And check out their channels on the daily. Like, subscribe, share. You'll get in the drawings that way. And hopefully you'll be very good luck on the drawings. I mean, there are some really, really nice prizes down below. So definitely check that out. And I'll bring you back when it's time to put this together. Alright, so I have the water here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the beef broth and the spices in here. I realized I forgot to put the pepper in there. Now normally, if I was doing this all with like freeze-dried stuff or whatever, I would have mixed everything all together and had everything kind of like nicely mixed before I go ahead and add in the rest of the items. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and stir this up. Doesn't take hardly anything to go ahead and just mix this all up, so everybody doesn't have one bite of just one type of spice. I'm going to go ahead and add in my half a cup of milk because I don't have the heavy whipping cream. I'm going to go ahead and throw in my can of tomato sauce. I'm going to go ahead and whip that together a little bit. Now I did put 2.5 cups of water because, like I said, we do have to reconstitute the hamburger and onions and obviously cook the pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in what's left of the jar, which is going to be the noodles, the meat, the onions and the green pepper. Now, if you wanted to spice this up any which way you like, that's just whatever things that you like. Like I said, I don't eat Italian spice anymore. It upsets my stomach for whatever reason. And if you wanted it spicier with like the red peppers or anything that you wanted, you could do that also at this point too. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stirred up, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do is put the lid on this, and I'll turn this down just a little bit. And this is going to take, obviously, the time it's going to take for the pasta to cook, and then I will be right back. Alright, so that's looking really good. We had a little taste test. It's kind of really pretty tasty too. It doesn't say to add some Parmesan cheese, but this is where your rule is your kitchen. You do what you want to do. You go ahead and spread out some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to go ahead and just take some mozzarella cheese over the top. Alright. And I go ahead and put the lid on there, and we'll go ahead and bring it back when it's melted. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this off. Cheese is all nice and melted, and spoon some onto a plate. Now, I don't know for sure about you. Well, I mean, I know I've grown up, I can remember my mom having a few things back when Hamburger Helper was a big deal back in the 70s and 80s. But to actually make Hamburger Helper yourself is by far so much tastier. I mean, that looks really, really, really good. Mark said it tasted really good. So this is very quickly to pull together. I think going forth, to put that actually shelf-stable, I think I will go ahead and do the powdered instant milk, do the everything kind of like all in there, and then I will just leave my pasta out unless I give this away for a gift or something. I think this would work either way. You know, even if you didn't want to, do the meal in the jar, you could easily do this recipe with fresh hamburger, fresh onions, fresh green peppers, fresh whatever it is that you wanted. I think this meal is very, very versatile, and like I said, I think it's something that will probably go on rotation here. I don't know how often we'll have it, but I really like the idea and how fast this pulls together, and I'm all about quick, easy meals. So thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you have a very blessed day. Remember to look down below and see everybody that's in the collab and the prizes that you can actually win. So thank you very much.